What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about the cost of living between here in Phoenix and Los Angeles. Let's get into that.
Kings of the world, and anywhere we survive, we are kings of the world.
All right, guys. So cost of living between Phoenix and LA. Now we're seeing a huge influx of people moving here from out of state, and mostly I'm seeing or noticing a lot of people moving from California and a lot of the western states, so Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Nevada, and Utah. Most of the time, though, when I'm talking to people, they're moving from California, and I ask them, why are you moving from California? And most of the answers are going to be the cost of living. Cost of living there versus Phoenix is roughly 60% higher. I don't blame people for wanting to flock out of California, but let's go into what's going on over there. Why is it so high? What is the cost of living over there versus here in Phoenix? All right, so I like to start right off the bat with income. Let's start in an even number. Now, this is not an average number here in Phoenix, just a round number. So if you're taking a salary of $40,000 here in Phoenix, what do you expect it to be if you're moving to LA? You're going to have to expect it to bump up at least to $68,000. That's just the difference between the two states. If you're making $40,000 here, you'll likely be making around $68,000 there. So if we're referring back to the overall housing index or the index in general that we've talked about in past videos, keeping 100 at the national average, on the housing index, Phoenix is creeping up to about 103, while LA is going to be on the housing index 298. That is just astronomically higher. Housing over there is out of the ballpark higher than it is here. You can buy a house here in Phoenix for about $240,000. That's going to be roughly the average purchase price. Well, the average purchase price in LA is going to be around $690,000. And that's not even getting you a really, really great home. I mean, you're going to get some space, you're going to get your own home for that, but the price difference between that $240,000 to $690,000, can you believe spending something like that for the same amount of size of house as you could be purchasing here in Phoenix? That's crazy. So obviously home cost is going to be a huge factor when looking at the cost of living between the two states, and that's also going to be what drives LA's cost of living up a lot higher than here in Phoenix. As far as transportation goes, we all know transportation in LA and California in general is going to be higher and a bit more of a pain to deal with. Traffic could get pretty bad here, but we've never seen it quite as bad as LA. I mean, you see the jokes on social media all the time, or people getting made fun of living in LA on a holiday where they're sitting in traffic for 2 to 3 hours just to move 10 miles. It's absolutely insane. They're looking at a transportation cost, though, of 165 on that index level. Now here we're about 117. And so that doesn't surprise me. We are going to be above that index. Based off my experience, let's say if I was commuting to Phoenix every day from Queen Creek, that's going to be a 50-minute drive, if not more, during rush hour times. And I'm going to be spending quite a bit of money in gas per month, per week even. I'm going to be filling up probably once a week, if not slightly below that, just commuting from here over to Phoenix. Gas prices here versus California are going to be a lot different as well. When we were in California in Disneyland just a few months ago, we were paying, what was it, $4.15 to $4.20, $4.30 a gallon. Whereas here at the time it was $2.99 a gallon. So we're paying about $1 more, close to $1.30 more, depending on where we are filling up in California. So there is one thing that you're probably going to pay less moving to California, which this doesn't really surprise me much, but that's on the utility side of things. If we're referring again to the index, you're looking around 93 on that index versus here in Arizona being above that index of 100. It's sitting for Phoenix around 101, 102. So you are slightly above that. That doesn't surprise me. Utilities here are going to be higher, especially with the heat. Our electricity bills will be higher than most other states in the country. What about health? I mean, the health aspects of living here versus LA, I think that's going to depend really on who you are. Most people, or people that I talk to, they love living next to a beach, right? And so that's one of the main attractions to living in LA, is living so close to the ocean. And that's good for a lot of mental health for a lot of people, which is great. I'm not in that category, and so I don't necessarily need to live next to a beach in order for my mental health to be in good shape. Now, as far as like air quality, our air quality is probably going to be a lot better than LA just because of the population size as well. But we're sitting right around the same on the index levels. We're at a 92, we're there at an 89. So not too much of a difference. I really think it depends individually. How are you? What type of scenery are you wanting to live in? And are you okay with where you're going to be living? If you have to live next to a beach to be happy, then LA is going to be that place. But if that's not a requirement for you to have great mental health, then the Phoenix area is a beautiful place to live. You're going to have quite a bit of sun. There's never a shortage of sun. And so personally, I love it here. It's great for our mental health and our health in general. All right, so that is the cost of living difference between here in Phoenix versus Los Angeles, California. I hope that is very informative for all of you. I look forward to seeing you again on the next video. I'm going to kind of go through the western states. What's the cost of living between here and Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Nevada. We've already done Utah. We already did California. I may do another California one, maybe just one of the northern cities. But stay tuned for the next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.